Now that you have the descriptions of the level of performance on the 3-point rubric and have seen how the guide papers define what types of work demonstrate the understanding required for each level of the 3-point rubric, we will use this information to score the 5 practice papers for the 6th grade question. If you find that your scores are not accurate, it is important to consider why. Once you are able to identify how the practice papers connect to the guide papers, your accuracy will improve. You will need the practice set for the 6th grade extended response question. If you have not yet scored the questions, please pause the video and score them before continuing on. Practice paper 1 is the score point of 2. This response is partially correct and demonstrates a partial understanding of the mathematical procedures embodied in the task. A net is drawn and the dimensions are correctly labeled. However, there are 2 missing lines, which result in 4 rectangles instead of 6. The area of each labeled rectangle is correct. The areas of the 4 rectangles shown on the incorrect net are added correctly, and the final answer is correct. Practice paper 2 is a score point of 1. This response exhibits many flaws but is not completely incorrect, and reflects a lack of essential understanding of the underlying mathematical concepts. Although not all the labels are accurate, and an appropriate net is shown. However, an inappropriate mathematical process is used to determine the surface area, and the answer is incorrect. Practice paper 3 receives the score point of 0. This response is irrelevant. No net is shown, and the volume is calculated and then divided by 4. The surface area is not determined. Practice paper 4 receives a score point of 3. This response answers the question correctly and demonstrates a thorough understanding of the mathematical concepts. A complete net is drawn and accurately labeled. The areas are shown on a 3-dimensional box with labeled sides indicating the values used to determine the areas. These areas are multiplied by 2 and then added, resulting in the correct answer. Practice paper 5 is a score point of 1. This response exhibits many flaws but is not completely incorrect, and demonstrates only a limited understanding of the mathematical procedures embodied in the task. No net is shown, while the areas of the rectangles are all calculated correctly. An addition error and an inappropriate truncation result in an incorrect answer. This concludes video 13, the review of the practice sets for the 3-point holistic question for 6th grade.